Today we're working on an Elgin Pocket Watch with a porcelain dial and some very poorly maintained hands and no case. So we'll have to find a case to fit this. So the movement looks fantastic, not much wear and tear there. So let's get started. First things we're gonna do is remove them hands. They very badly need to come off, so I'll cover it with some plastic and use my handy dandy metal hand pullers here. Some people like to manipulate them and put them at noon and pop them off, but I find this works regardless. I just don't want to mar up and damage the porcelain face. I think it is absolutely gorgeous, so I want to clean that up a little bit and make sure that it doesn't take any damage while I'm moving the hands. So before we get too far into this, let's learn a little bit about the Elgin watch company here. The Elgin National Watch Company, founded in 1864, known for its high-quality mass-produced pocket watches, particularly during the railroad era. Initially named the National Watch Company, it later adapted the name Elgin due to its association with the town of Elgin, Illinois. That's where the factory was located. This particular watch was estimated to be manufactured in 1911, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I was able to get that from the serial number. As you can see, I removed the ring around it that covers the porcelain face dial screws. I struggled with this one for a little bit, but yeah. So let's go ahead and speed things up here and get this watch disassembled. Now with the watch dial face removed, we can take a look. The underside looks great. It's got its prongs. Everything looks intact. No big scratches. Nothing damaged. So let's continue the breakdown. So under the dial, we're gonna remove all these little parts and pieces. Now some of them I'm gonna leave because they don't need to come out. They're not gonna get damaged in the wash or the cleaning process that we'll go over later. Right here I'm taking off the minute, I believe, wheel, and then I will take off the pinion. Now that pinion is going to be difficult, so it's going to require a special tool, and I try to show how that tool is used here. So it pulls the pinion while putting pressure against the watch, and it just should pop off like that. It's also going to release the center wheel, which usually will fall out the bottom, but I haven't removed any of the other wheels, so it's being held in place right now by everything else. And here you can see it. So let's continue the disassembly, where I take off the bridge, the crown, and all of the individual wheels and everything else. I personally like to take off the balance first because I feel like it makes it safe. It doesn't allow it to get messed up or damaged. So you see here I'm taking off and trying to be delicate with it. I'm going to grab the balance wheel and neck all in one piece so that it doesn't fall. And then I'm going to show you what a pallet fork looks like under tension. It will bounce back and forth with a little bit of tap either side of it, normally the side that doesn't have room. So as you can see, a little push here, and it kicks a little bit, but not a whole lot, just enough to let me know that there is still power and tension on the mainspring. So I'm going to want to let that down slowly. So I will slip a few times trying to get my screwdriver in there. I'm going to try to release all the pressure by manipulating the click out of the way and slowly turning the crown wheel. And it does move a little bit, but not a lot. So I manually manipulate it and I'm pretty sure it's empty. So I'm going to try to take the torque wheel off, and it is a counter screw, so it was giving me some trouble. So I was like, all right, we'll take off this one first. That way I don't have to fight both of them. That one's off, looks good. I'll let's try to remove this counter screw. So it's actually threaded opposite lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, so you have to turn it to the right, and it is really not coming up. There we go. Now, either it broke or it came unscrewed, and let's find out. It came unscrewed. Excellent. And continuing with this disassembly. Alright, so we're taking the bridge off, and it was a little stuck on the center wheel, so after a little bit of persuasion, it comes off. Now that's going to make me worry that the jewel around the center wheel might be damaged, but I'll look under the microscope. Checking out the click spring, I was having issues with it as well, so I just want to make sure that it's still springy. Got a little bit of gook on there, but yeah, it seems to be working. So now we're going to take the train of wheels off, but first things first, I want to do the click and the manual wind. So I absolutely need to remember how this goes together, because I will put it on backwards every time, or I'll put the parts and pieces on incorrectly. I just can never remember how it goes. And it should be simple, but nope, it's going to go on backwards the first time. Alright, now for the mainspring. I'll open this up and take a look at it and make sure that it is clean and functional. I'll do that probably off camera. It is a tedious, stressful process because I have broken my fair share of mainsprings. Now we're going to look at some of the damage and the wear. Obviously the wheel is a little off-center because it wore in. I want to take off the train of wheels bridge and make sure that it's good to go. So a few screws here, and it should, in theory, if everything's good, pop right off. So let's get these screws off and gently lift up and see if any of the wheels come with it. Sometimes that has been known to happen. Nope, perfect. Alright, so looks good on the other side. I don't see any damage. Jewels look okay. I got a serial number there. I'm gonna have to make that out later. And it's just a beautiful piece. Engravings and etchings are still sharp and crisp. Let's see. Now we're going to start removing the train of wheels. Center comes right out because I took the pinion off. Third wheel, second wheel, and the escape wheel. Now I need to also worry about the pallet fork. So unscrew the pallet fork bridge and be gentle with this because they're hard to find replacements for, and I don't want to break it. And the pocket watches of this era do have extra little tongs on them. Oh, that's not good. It sticks to it. So that jewel might be damaged, or there might be old oil or grease holding it to it. It's really stuck on there. Okay. Work it gently. Okay, it did separate. I'll check under a microscope to make sure that I didn't snap the pivot on that. But other than that, it looks good. So let's finish disassembly and get her cleaned up. now everything is going to go into the cleaning basket. These are small baskets designed to hold the individual watch pieces. Their pieces are small. The parts and cogs, the pinions, all that go into the basket, and they're small, but the mesh in the basket is smaller, so it keeps everything pretty well contained. I do overfill the basket a little bit, but that's just my habit. I don't spin it very fast in the watch cleaning solution, and nothing moves or has broken yet, so until I have something break, this is what I'm going to do. I do not put in the pallet fork. The gems and the jewels on there do have a tendency to move, and I usually will not do the balance either unless it's on the main plate. But for right now, everything will go into this basket and then into the cleaning ammonia-based cleaning solution. So it's this small basket and then larger baskets with all the other individual watch parts to include the body, and the case will get an ultrasonic. So here you can see I've included everything into this container, and then it's going to get a spin in the wash cycle, and then a spin in the drying or rinsing cycle, and a spin in the drying cycle, which is just air. Here's everything laid out. So as you can see, pretty well maintained. I didn't see any breaks or cracks or issues that are going to give me problems down the road under a microscope, but everything looks great. Air drying with the ammonia-based cleaner evaporating cleanly off with no rust. Yay! Time for reassembly. So I'm going to lubricate and oil as I go and start putting all the parts and pieces back together. I start with the mainspring and go through the train wheels. I'll also do the winder and the click. So this is where you get to see if I can remember if it goes one way or the other, or if I am indeed going to install it backwards the first time. Yeah, these parts are tricky, trying not to get oil everywhere and on my fingers, and then on my fingers everywhere else that I touch. So working a lot with the tweezers and trying to maintain control without dropping them, because that's going to happen too. And when you install it, you have that little lever that you see there that you have to align just so, and it'll drop into place. And then I apply some oil to the winding works and make sure that it moves and frees, and then I continue on with the barrel bridge to hold everything in place, screw it all down, and let's continue on. Now I have to test to make sure that everything worked. The mainspring winds correctly, the click works, the train of wheels, all of it runs freely. So I'm going to put some tension on the mainspring, and I want to make sure that the pallet fork bounces back and forth with a minimal bit of pressure. You're just going to tap it or touch it, and it should jump like that, back and forth. And this makes sure that it's nice and free. And yeah, that's my check to make sure that I'm in the right path and going the right way. So with that, let's go ahead and turn her over and continue on with the assembly. Now that I know that everything up until this point is good, so it's time to put the pinion on, and all the keyless works needs to get lubricated on this side, and yeah, continue on. Now comes time for the part that I do last, putting in the balance. It's tricky and sometimes very delicate. I need to get the impulse tool inside the pallet fork just right. Make sure that everything, whoa, look at that, kicks off immediately. That's what you want to see. That tells me that the impulse tool and the pallet are aligned, so as soon as I screw it in and I provide a little bit more tension, it should fire right up. I've been having some difficulty with the click. It's not engaging the ratchet, mainspring ratchet, so I'm manipulating a little bit, trying to get the spring underneath the click to catch the teeth and to stop it from unwinding once it's wound. I do manage to get that and provide some air to get her going. There is a heartbeat. She's going strong too. So now let's get everything else assembled. That is the last tiny little part, minus the hands. So here we go. On the dial side, I'm gonna put the hands at noon, press them in, and hopefully as I put the second hands in, we shall see it start ticking away. I like to make sure it is as close to noon as possible. It is a very tedious process, but once you get it, it clicks in and it is very satisfying. Here's a moment of truth. Second hand already ticking. Look at that. I don't even have pressed all the way in. She's going strong. We're happy with this. Everything is working on the inside. Everything is lubricated. A 1911 pocket watch brought back to life. Let's go ahead and get her all the way nooned out and get the case installed. I did find a donor case off of eBay, so that's what we're going to use. Now we'll put it into the period piece donor case. This is just a simple brass case, nothing too fancy right now, but it is from the 1911s. I did try to ensure that. I want to make sure that it winds when it's twisted and the hands move as well, so I can set the time. The glass goes on one way, so just screw it on, flip it over, and I should see it is still running. So with that, completes the bringing it back to life. The 1911 Elgin Pocket Watch. Fully, mostly restored. I didn't want to damage too much or take away too much patina, so it's got some flaws, and I like that. So thank you for joining me. If you'd like what you saw, let me know. If you'd like me to talk less or talk more, I'm more than willing to do that. But I'd like to have you guys join me on this journey. So thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.